everybody, this is me Arpita, your educator, and I am here with a lesson in the course in which we are revising the modern Indian history from Spectrum. So today we will be discussing about the independence, how independence was granted to India, but with partition. India was partitioned into two dominions, and hence finally we achieved independence on 15th August 1947. But before beginning, there is an important announcement for you all. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel Arpita Sharma Classes for daily Hindu news analysis and analysis of important international organizations, important Indian polity topics classes, economics MCQ series, and many more. You can press the bell icon and never miss an update. Also, Arpita Sharma ma'am is taking live plus courses on Unacademy plus platform. So you can use the code SHARMA20 to get 10% discount and reap the benefits. Let's begin. So our lesson begins with Atlee Statement. Now, who was Atlee? Clement Atlee we are talking about. Clement Atlee was British Prime Minister, right? British PM who had given a declaration, or who had declared about how independence or power transfer will take place, and this was known as the Atlee Statement, right? So on 20th Feb 1947, the British Prime Minister Clement Atlee announced or declared that okay, a power transfer will take place from Britain to India, and it will take place on 30th June 1948. So officially on 30th June 1948, complete power transfer will take place from Britain to India, and hence India will be independent. So I am not talking about independence. Independence was granted on 15th August 1947, but complete power transfer took place on 30th June 1948. And during this process, Mountbatten was the Viceroy of India, but this statement, or the statement given by Atlee, also had a signal of partition. Now, I can give you a brief background about it. Congress and Muslim League were two important parts, or were two important we can't say organizations, but were two important entities. Congress did not want partition initially because it wanted a complete independence, but should be granted to complete India. On the other hand, Muslim League later on demanded a separate Muslim nation, which was Pakistan. Hence, British government in a way knew that okay, partition can be given, though they were not sure about it. So there was a signal of partition or there was a hint of partition in Atlee's statement as well. It was not confirmed, but there was some sort of signal there. Also, the date of withdrawal, because I have already told you that date of withdrawal was told that okay, on 15th August will be granted independence, and finally on 30th June 1940 on 1948 there will be complete power transfer. But this date of withdrawal had some effect. Now, why was this date announced? Firstly, it was announced to shock the parties in agreement. Parties like the Congress, Muslim League and others, the British wanted to shock them that okay, we can give you independence, and hence a particular date was announced. Also, there was a constitutional crisis that was going on in India. So to prevent further crisis, the British wanted that okay, it is better that we move away from India, or we leave India with dignity. So better to announce a date of withdrawal and then leave the country in a dignified manner. Also, they wanted to convince Indians that Britishers think good about the people of India, or they think good about India as a country. So they wanted to convince Indians about their good intentions. Also, the government authority was declining over a period of time. So they thought that okay, it's better to leave the country with dignity rather than being misquoted. So what happened that Congress accepted the Congress accepted the date of withdrawal, whereas the Muslim League did not accept it initially, and hence they launched the civil disobedience movement. Also, after the launch of CDM, a demand for partition arose, which was already in talks, but it arose widely. So the demand for partition arose, and as a result of which communal riots broke out between Hindus and Muslims. Communal riots broke out. At the same time, Hindu Mahasabha also demanded that okay, we should have a separate nation for Indians or for Hindus only, and Hindu Mahasabha demanded that Hindus and Muslims can't stay together peacefully. It's better to have partition in the country. Finally, Bengal and Punjab's partition in a fair manner was decided or was demanded, because Punjab and Bengal both were Muslim majority provinces. So it was decided that East Bengal and West Punjab should be partitioned from India, should be given to the Muslim majority regions only. Mountbatten, on the other hand, who was the Viceroy of India, he preferred to please Congress and League both. So it was his own personal interest that he wanted to be a diplomat, and he wanted to please both the Congress and the Muslim League. He did not part ways from any of them. Finally, it was the Mountbatten plan that was announced on 3rd June 1947. That Mountbatten plan announced that India will be granted freedom, but on the pretext of partition. Partition of Punjab and Bengal will take place on the basis of vote, which will be a simple majority. Also, there will be two dominions, India and Pakistan, and each one will have its own constituent assembly. Northwest Frontier Province and Sylhet district will be given will be independent with the help of a referendum, whereas Sindh will be able to take its own decisions. Princely states were free to join any dominion. There was no forceful admission of any princely state in any dominion. Princely states were told that okay, you are free to do any dominion, which one you like. Either you can join Pakistan or you can join India. It was up to the princely states to decide. Also, they were allowed to remain neutral as well. Finally, on 15th August 1947, it was announced that finally on 15th August 1947, India will be granted freedom, and a boundary commission will be set up to determine the boundary or the areas to be bifurcated between India and Pakistan. So I want you to answer in the comment section the name of the boundary commission that was set up between India and China. You have to mention it, which line is the name of the line which lies between India and China, because the line or the boundary commission that lies between India and Pakistan, I am going to mention it further in the following lesson only. So you need to mention in the comment section the boundary line between India and China is known by what name. Finally, Congress accepted the dominion status. Now, there were some reasons, there were some speculations that why did Congress accept this dominion status? Because Congress wanted to ensure a peaceful transfer of power. Already there were communal riots going around in India, so Congress did not want to have any more riots. So this partition or the dominion status ensured that at least we are having a peaceful power transfer. At least there is no violence here. Also, dominion status would provide an authority to check the exploitative situation that India was in at the moment. At that moment, India was in a situation of exploitation, and hence it is because India will be a new nation, there will be new authorities. So rather than having a new authority, it's better that we have a dominion status, and an authority that is well experienced is there to govern us, and hence this authority should be accepted in a peaceful manner. Also, the bureaucracy in army should be continued, so that by the time Indians understand the manner in which this is the bureaucracy and army work, it's better to have an authority over us. For Britain also, why did Britain want to have a dominion status for India? Because they wanted to keep India as a part of Commonwealth nation, and India was economically quite rich. So they didn't want to vacate their trading ports initially, and hence they wanted to have a dominion status for India. So what happened? That Indian Independence Act or the Mountbatten Plan, or based on Mountbatten Plan, was implemented on 15th August 1947, which was passed on 5th July 1947. So Indian Independence Act was based upon the Mountbatten Plan, which was implemented on 15th August 1947, which divided India into which granted freedom by dividing India and Pakistan into two separate dominions. Mountbatten was to be the Governor General of India for up to 1948, whereas Muhammad Ali Jinnah was the Governor General of Pakistan. It was decided that till a new constitution is drafted for India or it comes into place, India and Pakistan will be governed on the basis of the Government of India Act 1935. Both will be having their own separate legislative assemblies, their own separate legislatures. Then there was a question in front of India, that was the integration of princely states, and who played a very important in the merger of princely states in India? That was Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel played a very important role in the integration of princely states in India, especially three states like Junagadh, Hyderabad and Kashmir. They were integrated into India via police action, via Operation Polo, and other different operations were carried out. So, in phase 1, Junagadh, Kashmir and Hyderabad were integrated into India by the efforts of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Finally, in phase 2, smaller regions or the princely regions like Kathiawar Union or the Rajasthan, Vindhya, Madhya Pradesh, etc., they were all integrated into Indian dominion, and the Privy Purses or the Privy Purses council was also set up. Privy Purses matter was also resolved at different or in some of the unions as well. The rulers were also made the Raj Pramukh. So it was amicably decided that finally these princely states will be integrated into India, and they will be a part of Indian dominion only. Now, question arises, why was partition accepted by Congress? See, Congress knew that partition is inevitable. Inevitable means which cannot be changed. Okay, it has to take place, it cannot be ignored. So Congress had accepted that finally partition is inevitable, it will have to take place, because already there was a collapse of the interim government, and partition was the only way by which direct action and violence could be prevented, because Muslim League had already announced a direct action day. So in direct action day already there were communal riots between Hindus and Muslims. So if partition is not accepted, or if had they not accepted partition, there could have been more riots. In order to prevent such communal riots, Congress accepted that okay, we should have a peaceful way to part ways, that we should have a peaceful partition. Also, Congress was unable to prevent the prior riots, so it did not want any more riots to happen in India. Also, Mahatma Gandhi was helpless in this case, because communalism had already taken place. He was unable to prevent communalism in India. Communal hatred was already growing up in India. So what Mahatma Gandhi thought, that even if I start a new movement against partition, but the people of India are already having communal hatred in their hearts, so it's better that we have partition, we live like brothers and sisters but in different dominions, rather than having violence in our, or rather than having hatred in our hearts. It should be that we are peaceful neighbors. That's why partition was accepted by Congress and Mahatma Gandhi, because it was accepted finally that it is inevitable and partition will take place. I hope you have understood whatever we have discussed in the lesson. Thank you.